Hi, Father. I know you are wanting letters, stories that we can tell you about our parents so you get kind of an idea of them. And I just want to send you a quick video and kind of just talk to you. Just talk to you about who they were and kind of give you an idea. As far as stories go, of course, there's a lifetime of stories. And there's not really, there are stories at the bowling alley. I went to the bowling alley with my parents in high school, believe it or not. Got up every Saturday morning and went to the bowling alley just to spend time with them because Dad drove truck at that time and we didn't have any time really with him. He was gone all week. And I didn't want to give up that time on the weekend. So I would go out with my friends. And then if I went out on Friday night, I didn't spend the night because I had to be home the next morning unless I could get home the next morning. But then I would go to church on Saturday night and we would go out on Saturday night. So I had Sunday morning with my parents. And that was a really important time. I mean, I was in high school, so I was growing up and high school issues and boy issues and all that stuff. And here I was with my dad and his bowling team, and it was really huge. It was really huge. And Dad was so careful. I He never wanted anyone to swear in front of Mom or us girls, my sister and I. He did not want anyone to talk bad or especially swear. He would get so upset. And at a bowling alley, people swear. I mean, they swear. They drop the F bomb everywhere, but not when we were around. Not when we were around. People had so much respect for him and for my mother that they didn't swear in front of her. If there was an accidental curse word that went by, they would quickly apologize because they were being that careful. And I think that speaks to the level of respect people had for both of them. They both had a need for being needed, and they had a need for making a difference. And it kind of fueled their whole life. Dad, Mom and Dad they had a love for animals. A love for animals. My mother loved dogs. She loved cats. She loved everything. And I think she passed that on to the rest of us. We're all that way. We are all that way. We're very, very careful with animals and very careful with children and elderly, and all of those were values that they gave us. Mom always wanted to be able to do something for someone. It was really important. We had the house that all the friends came over. In high school, your kids want to be somewhere else. Well, that somewhere else was our house. And Mom and Dad would play euchre with our friends. And we would laugh and joke. And so Fridays and Saturday nights, a lot of times were spent at my house. And my brothers, their friends came over. And we had those parents. But yeah, they would play euchre. And that's when a lot of life lessons were. I mean, and they would use those times to talk to us and talk to our friends about what was going on in our worlds. Boyfriends, friend trouble, school trouble. They would use those times. They were everybody's parents, not just our parents. But those are the things I remember. I remember sitting around playing euchre with our girlfriends, and my sister would be there sometimes, and my brothers and their friends, and Mark had a friend. My youngest brother's name's Mark. Mark had a friend. He got in a car accident one night. He hit a telephone pole. He didn't call his parents. He called mine. He called mine to come get him. Actually, I'm the guy up at 3 o'clock in the morning when I got him. But he called my family. That was the family we had. It was very strong. There was nothing more important to Mom and Dad than the family. We spent summers and holidays. We went vacations were at Grandma and Grandpa's. They lived in Muskegon and we lived in Linden and Fenton, or not Fenton, but Linden and Grand Blanc at the time, and we went there because that's what you did and that's what mattered. That's what mattered to them. We did not always have a lot of money. We did not always have everything that kids want, but we always had food. We always had them. I know it's not a story, but I hope it gives you an idea of who they were. Dad was a very strong man. He was a very, he was a man of principle and character. He loved the police department. He loved, he loved being the knight in shining armor that rode in and saved the day. Mom had a need to be needed, whether it was with puppies or children. She loved babies. And she always wanted to do the right thing. She was raised by a very strong, ethical man and woman, her parents. And that's who they were. That's who they were. Mom valued the truth. She valued honesty. She valued integrity. She valued intelligence. And she valued making your own decisions. And that's who she was. There's a lot of stories, and I don't know how to get those stories in Christmas time. So I had a friend who, I was an adult, and I had a friend who, her husband went on Christmas Eve to his children's. It was the second marriage, and she wasn't invited. So she came to our house, and I went out that day. It was Christmas Eve. I went out and bought all these presents. Well, she thought she was just coming over, have dinner, and watch everybody open presents. They kept giving her these gifts. And that's the way we were raised. You always brought strays home. You always brought stray people, stray dogs. The house was, there was always enough food for extras. There was always enough compassion for everyone. I don't know if that helps. Anyways, I don't know. I'm going to see if I can send this video to you, and I know my sister is going to be sending you stories. We did a kind of a family thing where we shared stories. But I just wanted you to hear this from me. All right, I'm Kathy Jordan Normal, the Vasseur's daughter, and I'm the youngest daughter. There's 4 kids. Anyways, all right. I hope it helps. Thanks.